It was never an easy beginning, but she always hoped she would learn, endure, and grow. Few lives illustrate that struggle more vividly than that of Queen Soraya of Iran, a woman whose fairy tale image hid a story filled with loss, courage, and quiet suffering. Soraya Esfandiary was born on June 22, 1932, in the English Missionary Hospital in Isfahan, at a time when forces far beyond her control were already shaping her fate. Her parents' meeting itself felt like the opening of a novel. In Berlin in 1924, her father Khalil, a young Bakhtiari noble studying political science, met Eva, a German woman with dreams rooted in Europe. Their courtship lasted a year before marriage, and Eva converted to Islam, though her heart never fully embraced Persian traditions. Their home was marked by arguments, cultural clashes, and emotional turbulence, sounds Soraya absorbed even as an infant. When she was only months old, the family fled Iran as Reza Shah began purging Bakhtiari leaders. They traveled through Azerbaijan and back to Berlin, but exile brought its own losses. The Bakhtiari fortune was stripped away, oil shares seized, and Khalil's status quietly erased. By the mid-1930s, the family's wealth and security had collapsed. Eventually, with Europe growing more dangerous, they returned to Iran, where surveillance and suspicion followed them closely. Soraya's childhood unfolded amid instability. Her parents' marriage deteriorated openly, her father's affairs and her mother's bitterness creating an environment of constant tension. She moved between homes, watching her mother mourn lost dreams in elegant but lonely villas. Even as political pressure eased after Reza Shah's abdication in 1941, the emotional scars remained. Soraya learned early how fragile safety could be. She found comfort in animals, showing gentleness and empathy from a young age. Her love for dogs and birds stood in contrast to the hunting culture around her, hinting at the compassion that would later define her public life. Yet war forced another uprooting. In 1941, the family went into exile again, this time to Switzerland. At a strict boarding school in Geneva, Soraya was told to conceal her Muslim identity and present herself as Catholic. She complied outwardly, learning prayers by rote while feeling pieces of herself slip away. During this time, her parents finally divorced. She lived in cramped apartments with her mother, who struggled financially and emotionally, chasing failed acting ambitions. Their survival depended on irregular payments from her father, and every delay deepened feelings of abandonment. By the age of 12, Soraya returned to Iran and enrolled at an Italian school in Tehran. Her beauty and artistic talent set her apart, but so did her mixed heritage. She endured mockery and isolation, labeled as neither fully Persian nor fully European. When her father remarried a much younger woman, Soraya's resentment erupted publicly, marking her transformation from obedient child to defiant young woman. Financial hardship pushed her into modeling at 15, not for glamour but necessity. Fashion shows exposed her to attention and admiration long before she was ready, along with her first heartbreak. In 1948, she was sent to a finishing school in London, where she refined her languages, manners, and confidence. Beneath the polish, she tested boundaries, slipping into forbidden parties and flirtations that fueled gossip when word traveled back to Iran. Her return to Tehran in 1949 drew her into elite salons where power and influence mingled. It was there that Princess Ashraf Pahlavi noticed her. Soraya's height, striking green eyes, Western education, and Persian lineage made her an ideal candidate for queenship. Soon, Ashraf orchestrated a meeting with Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, a divorced ruler searching for a modern queen. Soraya was only 17. The Shah was captivated almost immediately. Their engagement followed quickly, sealed with a massive diamond ring. Ordinary life ended at once, replaced by relentless scrutiny. Tabloids painted her as reckless and unsuitable, stories fueled by photos her own mother had leaked in desperation. Ashraf intervened, reshaping Soraya's image into that of a pure, modern symbol of Iran's future. In February 1951, after a serious illness delayed the ceremony, Soraya married the Shah in a wedding watched around the world. Her gown, heavy with diamonds and feathers, nearly overwhelmed her. Sabotage by palace insiders and hostility from the Shah's family foreshadowed the battles ahead. Even on their honeymoon, Soraya discovered his mistresses nearby, shattering trust almost immediately. Despite personal pain, she embraced her role with determination. She led literacy campaigns, visiting villages and teaching women to read at great personal risk. Clerics denounced her, mobs attacked her convoys, and the royal family isolated her. Yet she persisted. She handled state visits with grace, negotiated trade deals, founded charities, and personally delivered aid during disasters. Her work saved lives, expanded women's education, and earned admiration among ordinary Iranians. Behind palace walls, however, her life was unraveling. Infertility became an obsession for the court. She endured humiliating rituals, invasive treatments, and relentless blame. Affairs, surveillance, and manipulation replaced affection. In despair, she attempted suicide, an act buried in silence. By 1958, the marriage was beyond repair. The Shah divorced her on live television, framing it as a sacrifice for the nation. Exile followed, along with money meant to ensure her silence. She tried acting, sought love again, and briefly found happiness, only to lose it tragically in a plane crash. The Iranian Revolution erased the world she had sacrificed herself to preserve. When she died alone in Paris in 2001, her passing barely stirred attention. Soraya's life ended quietly, but her story remains one of resilience and quiet defiance. Beneath the crown was a woman who loved deeply, fought courageously, and paid dearly for a role she never chose, leaving behind a legacy far richer than any throne.